Srimad Bhagavatam says, Krishna is saying that actually those who claim to be my devotees are not my devotees, but those who are devotees of my devotees are actually my devotees. So, following in the line of Srila Prabhupada, we know for sure, Maharaj, you are a devotee of Krishna, and you are very mercifully giving us this opportunity to serve you today on your appearance there. So thank you very much for that, for being here, Maharaj, and our most hearty welcome to you for this occasion. And of course, all the devotees, the local devotees, and all the devotees who have traveled from far and away. So thank you very much.
Of the disciple succession, my spiritual master, the spiritual master, and going all the way back, of course, to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and all the way back to Krishna. So it's like an ambassador of a country receives respect on behalf of the country, not on behalf of himself. And also I am sitting here in the service. And what is that service? I am serving all of you. Just because you sit on a big seat doesn't mean that you're not a servant anymore. Our eternal position is Jiveta Swarupohoy Nitya Krishna Das. We're all servants. And as soon as we forget that, instead of guru, we become guru. So we don't want to become gurus. We'd like to be gurus. So, and the way to accomplish that is very interesting. It means to serve all humanity, all the other Vaishnavas, not just your own guru, but everybody. Just like it was mentioned that sometimes we're feeding puris to the dogs. So I have to apologize for having the dogs break a Ekadasi today. Because I fed them puris, so I beg Krishna will forgive me for that. So I was thinking, I have to serve these dogs. There was a mother dog and all the little baby puppies. And, I ran and got the puris and gave it to them. It's actually blissful. If you want to experience real happiness, then serve others. And serve others in a Krishna-conscious way. And I didn't give the dogs meat. I gave them Mahaprasad puris that were offered to Giriraj. So those dogs are going to become devotees here in their next lives. You will meet them. They will walk in the door. They will look different. But they will be devotees. Isn't that nice? I mean, just a thought. And just like every time you bring someone in front of the deities, don't bring the dogs in front of the deities. But each time you bring a human being in front of the deities, it's just like so wonderful, so ecstatic, so pleasurable. It's amazing how much ecstasy there is in that service. So don't forget that we're servants. So one thing that interferes with our understanding of we're servants is something that's very prominent here in Fiji. It's called fault finding. Right? You've heard of fault finding before? That means even if someone is doing a very good job, you look for the one thing that's wrong. And therefore, that consciousness is like the consciousness of a fly. Just like if you have a fly, the fly lands generally on stool or some impure substance. And so, the problem with fault finding, amongst many problems, of course, we're committing offenses against Vaishnavas, but the problem is that when we find faults in others, we are finding the faults in ourselves. There's an interesting saying that if you point a finger at someone, 3 fingers come back and point to you. In other words, if I say, Lord Nityananda there, if I say, Lord Nityananda, you don't chant properly, and I'm criticizing you, I'm not trying to help you, I'm just criticizing, then that means, I'm having problems with my chanting. And I'm going to tell a very interesting story that illustrates this. How, of course, Bhaktisiddhanta, before I tell the story, I'll just say something Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said. He said, I'm finding fault in others because I myself am pockmarked with the very same faults. So here's a story from the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Once upon a time, many years ago, about 500 years ago, there was this great devotee. His name was Madhavendra Puri. And he was the origin of the storehouse of love of God in our Sampradaya before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. So, Madhavendra Puri was getting ready to leave this world. And as he was getting ready to leave this world, he was exhibiting symptoms of the greatest ecstasy, which is called in Sanskrit, Vipra Lamba Seva. In other words, separation from Krishna. Oh Krishna, I have not reached you. Just like the Goswamis of Vrindavan, and they would be chanting, Hey Radhe, Radha-deva-ke, Hey Nanda Shuno Prabha. In other words, Radharani, Krishna, where are you? They were looking for Krishna and Radha like this. Very high mood. That's the highest mood worship of Radha and Krishna. So anyway, so he was lamenting. Oh, I have not reached Mathura. And so this one disciple came to him, his name was Ramchandra Puri. And he said, Guru Maharaj, just meditate on Brahman. It's one of the calls in spiritual life. So what he would do is that he would invite the Vaishnava to his home and tell the Vaishnava, please eat more, please eat more, please eat more. And when the Vaishnava said, I don't want to eat more, he insisted, all right, a little more. And when the Vaishnava was full, past the neck, the prasad was practically coming out. He said, I have heard the followers of Lord Chaitanya overeat. Now I have seen it. It is brilliant. So he did this with one of Lord Chaitanya's great devotees, Jagadananda Pandit. And then he did it with Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sometimes eat quite a bit. He's God. He can eat everything. Well, he would eat, and Ramchandra Puri said, this sannyasi is he have to respect. But Lord Chaitanya's spiritual master was Ishwara Puri. Ishwara Puri, on the other hand, served his guru and became blessed by being the guru of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Pretty nice, isn't it? So if you serve your guru nicely, who knows who your disciple will be. So, I mean, I have some disciples that are much better than me. I can see that from this last puja. So, in any case, he just became a fault-minded. Lord Chaitanya, instead of criticizing him back, appreciated him and followed the etiquette. And reduced his eating. Of course, finally he left Jagannath Puri, and everyone was relieved. And they could all eat normally after that point. That was a big relief. Now, I don't know if I would do the same thing. If someone criticized me for eating too much, I'd probably ignore him and wouldn't reduce my eating. But in any case, this is a very important story for us to illustrate. Swami, Srila Prabhupada,